Hi everyone, this is the Ask Annie podcast, Horse Girl reviews on products you use. Effective insect control starts with Starbar. Improve horse comfort and keep nuisance pests out of your stables by including Starbar products as part of an IPM program. Starbar features a lineup of baits, traps, and sprays that tackle problem insects in all areas of your farm. From ceilings to ground floors, from perimeters to on animal, Starbar has the products to help combat insects effectively. Set the bar for insect control with Starbar products. Visit starbarproducts.com to learn more or contact your local feed dealer. This episode is the continuation of my conversation with Central Life Sciences' Andrea Bolduc, as we continue to discuss Clarifly and the Starbar product line. Yeah, really a well-rounded approach. And like you said, Mark Upton was on our episode 59 and talked about Clarifly, but can you kind of give listeners a little bit of a recap on what Clarifly is?
So Clarifly is a feed-through product. It's a larvicide. The animal, whether it's a pig, cow, sheep, horse, whatever it may be, we have it for all of those species. They consume the product in their feed. It can be top dressed as well, but a lot of the feed manufacturers put them in tubs or in the feed itself. So the animal is just the carrier of the product. The product passes through the animal. It stays in the manure. And manure is where the flies go to lay their eggs and breed. So what it does is, being a larvicide, is it never allows the larval to pass that stage. So they never become adult flies. So it really knocks down the population very quickly.
Yeah, that's really interesting. How does this help protect horses from flies?
So it knocks down the fly population. Essentially, the flies that are there when you feed it, those adult flies, which is why we use this IPM approach. So you're going to get breakthrough flies, or flies that come in from other pastures or somewhere else. So there's going to be those, and that's why it's so important to have the Starbar products as your for your incidental flies, we call them. Clarifly really knocks down the fly population because the eggs never pass the larval stage, so they never become adult flies that can be the nuisance and spread disease and all of those awful things that flies do. So Clarifly is great in that sense because it just does not allow that next population to exist.
Yeah, definitely. And those other two products that you mentioned as part of the IPM approach are from your Starbar line. Can you kind of explain the general idea of Starbar and some of your favorite products from that line?
Sure. So Starbar products is kind of, there's so many. Where am I going to start? So really the important thing, what I really wanted to touch on, because this is so important to the efficacy of our products. We have sticky fly traps that are strictly sticky. There's no scent to them whatsoever. It's your fly sticks. It's the easy trap. It's the lure flies that we sell. And why I mention these first is because what we talk about so often is the right level of fly control. Flies rest high, feed low, and are active in the middle. So 3 to 4 feet off the ground is where they're where you're going to want to hang your attractant traps, because that's where they're active. So the important part to remember is they rest high. So you put your sticky traps up high out of the way where horses can't get to them. They make really great curlers and their manes and tails, and they're impossible to get out. Not really, you're just going to have to cut, but put them up nice and high. That's where the flies go to rest. Like I said, the attractant traps, so your captivator trap, your trap and tosses, your fly relief traps will all go 3 to 4 feet off the ground, and they are pheromone traps. So it's got a very strong smell to it. Those go in the middle. So we have high, medium, and low. So those are the medium level traps. And then the baits go low where flies feed. So you'll have your scatter baits. A lot of folks just scatter the bait on the floor. We also sell bait stations to contain the bait. And then we also have a really cool product. This is probably my favorite one, is Quick Strike abatement strips. It has an attractant to it, but acts like a bait. and it is so fast. The knockdown and kill is so fast, is so gratifying. So yeah, the high, medium, and low message is really important. So sticky traps go up high where the flies rest. The attractant traps go mid-range where the flies are the most active, and the baits go low where the flies feed.
Wow. So really getting anywhere a fly is, there's a product to kill them.
If
sure.
you've got flies, we can kill them.
I love that. And you mentioned your favorite product, so that was one of my questions, so that was perfect. Is there anything else new from Central Life Sciences that listeners should keep an eye out for?
So I would like to mention one other product that I love, which has nothing to do with flies, but I think that mosquitoes bother everybody also. We make a product for mosquitoes. So for any standing water, it can be water tanks, water troughs, it could be a pond on the property. Any standing water where mosquitoes can breed, you can put this product. It's called our mosquito torpedoes. They're just being relaunched into a smaller package. So there's 3 little mosquito torpedoes in each box of product. And they're amazing. Talk about knockdown mosquito populations too. So I know that where I am and where my horses are, we have a pond on the property and the mosquitoes drive me nuts. So that's another one of my favorite products. And then the Terminator Pro trap. It's just a bigger jug trap. It's an attractant trap. That's the one that I was talking about that I put between my manure pile and the barn. It is like the most disgusting science experiment you've ever seen by August. And it is so disgustingly gratifying to see all those flies in it. And it just works awesome. So those are probably my 3 favorites. We have a great team throughout the country. And if there's ever fly questions or fly problems, we're very easy to get a hold of, responsive. We, on the, big operations, will walk them with the owners, kind of point out where they could improve their property management to limit the number, to knock down their fly population. So there's lots of help out there. So if there is a huge fly problem and you want a little bit more assistance, you can always go to starbarproducts.com. There's a lot of information on the IPM programs and the PI approach on starbarproducts.com. I believe it's /IPM. So there's a ton of information on our website, and hopefully we can keep everybody fly free this summer.
Thanks for tuning in. Learn more about the Ask Annie podcast by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Ask Annie Podcast. Have a suggestion for a product you'd like me to use in an upcoming episode? Email me at askanniepodcast@gmail.com or leave a comment on any of our social media pages. Find even more Ask Annie episodes anywhere you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many more. The Ask Annie podcast is a production of Equine Podcast Network, an entity of Equine Network, LLC.